Alright, what's up with y'all boys? A lot of people ask me how I get so smooth and make my gameplay look smoother. How do I look so stiff? So I'm gonna give y'all some quick tips. Alright, I can try to play a little smoother. It's not as hard as y'all try to make it. And I say the number one thing is overcomplicating the shit. Like, all you gotta do is not much at all. Number one thing that goes into being smooth, in my opinion, is long slides, bro. If you're not long sliding, you can't be smooth. I'm not gonna lie, it's impossible. Like, if you're just sliding every 2 seconds, bro, you're gonna look choppy. Long slide most of the time. You can slide, short slide here and there, but for the most part, everything is a long slide. While you're fighting, this doesn't really count, bro. Unless you're like looping around and challenging like that. But if you're in a close fight, you can short slide. But long sliding is when you're running around the map. Next thing we're gonna do is aiming in. As I'm streaming all the time, people ask, why do you aim in randomly? And to me, it just adds like an element of smoothness, so you're not just YYing the whole time, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, seeing this constantly, it can get tiring. Sometimes you gotta slow it down, bro. Aim in for a second, check a corner or something, and then you can get right back to it. Sometimes even those quick little aim-in, it just makes it look a little smoother for some reason. Just look at what I'm doing. And no, you don't need a macro to look smooth. You just gotta know how to time your slow YYs, bro, and not try to do too much. If you don't have a macro, don't try to YY too much. Just hit a couple of those and then slide, aim in. You don't have to sit here and spam it over and over and over. Another thing, if you're on console and you want to YY a little smoother, change your buttons, bro. Change your layout. Make it R1 or R2 or something like that. I use R2. But having to play claw to YY, your finger's not that fast as clicking a trigger or a bumper. Another one of my favorite things to do is sliding down the steps. Long sliding down the steps. I'm gonna show y'all real quick. Like, just doing shit like that makes you look way smoother. I do this probably down every set of steps I see. Just let it long slide you down the steps. Don't even cancel it until you hit the bottom. You don't need a macro to do it either, even if I wasn't macroing. You can still be smooth without a macro. Main thing you asked me is how to get finishing moves so easily. So I'm gonna break down some of my do's and don'ts and then some settings. First things first, come in this controller, combat, body shield, finishing move. Put it on prioritize body shield. Double click your finishing move button. Instead of holding it down, you double click it. It locks on easier. If he's right here, I don't want to spin a bunch of times in a straight line. You're not gonna get behind. He's just gonna back up and shoot you while you're spinning in circles, bro. You have to slide. I say first, long slide. Just to start the camera breakdown. And then from there, you can really do what you need to do. At least one long slide, bro. To start to break his camera. Because once you slide, you can go any direction out the slide. Slide, he doesn't know which way you're gonna go, pick a direction. Then you gotta start cooking for yourself. I can't really break it down no further than that, bro. Do your best to break his camera. If you gotta add another slide, he's getting good shots on you, add another slide. Like, a sign to switch it up or add another slide into the spins is if you're getting lit up. Like, if you see your shield getting cracked, you gotta run a little bit and slide. You can't just keep spinning in circles, bro. You're gonna die. So if you see he's hitting some shots and you still wanna go to execution, go for a couple more slides and then get behind. Alright, big thing is when to pop your stem. After you pop your stem, you wanna slide right after. So during the stem speed boost, your slide is like faster. Stem right before you're gonna hit your first or second slide. Like, sometimes I'll stem, slide up, go for the finish move, or sometimes I'll slide up. If I wanna make the clip longer, slide again. I mean, you can run in circles with the stem too, but it's best to pop it when you're about to slide. Hit a couple spins while you're stemming, slide. This is probably the last step to being smooth, is changing your binds, chat. Like, I know y'all hear people say they play claw or like me have custom binds. If you're taking your right thumb off the right stick constantly to jump, to slide, you can't look around while you're jumping and slide. Like, you see how I can do this? Jump and spin in circles at the same time? Or slide and look around at the same time? If you have to take your hand off the look around button just to slide, then there's no room to move your camera. So you could either play claw and slide with circle, or you can get custom bind. If you're on PlayStation, you can go to accessibilities and then custom binds. I don't know how to do it on Xbox. And PC, just use like DS4 or something. You see how YY with R2, my hand can stay on the right stick the whole time. The goal is to not have to take your right thumb off the right stick ever for anything. So y'all, like all my binds real quick. You see this is my grenade, stem shot, YY. I played up with triangle, jump left stick, crouch with L2. My sprint button is the right stick. It's like the snake. I use the right stick. What else? This is my spray right here. This is how I pull out my inventory. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Circle is my pin. Square code. Oh, and the down arrow is my punch or finishing move.